Hey guys, Mars Thinking here, bringing you a Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are going to be taking a look at the physical Super Saiyan 2 Goku that transforms into Super Saiyan 3 with his EZA. I've seen a lot of people saying that this guy is absolutely nuts and potentially like the best TUR in the game now, obviously including the EZAs. Mine is Rainbow Level 10 Links. I gave him basically the full dodge build back in the day, 17 dodge, 14 additional. He's got a little bit of crit that I think just comes from the skill orbs that he has. Yeah, he must have one node at 3 at crit, and then he's got one of his skill orbs gives him 3 crit. Obviously now he has a lot more crit built in than even before, so he probably doesn't need any crit in the hidden potential at all, to be honest. But we'll take a look at him here. So his leader skill is Battle of Fate or Accelerated Battle for the full 170 and 3 key, and his super attack is greatly raise attack and defense of 1 turn, immense damage and a high chance to stun. And then his passive, Ki +2, attack and defense 200%, additional attack and defense 200% when performing a super, launches an additional attack that has a high chance to become a super, great chance to crit, and then an additional 2 Ki, 200% defense, and guards all attacks when HP is 77% or more. So decent for his base, right? It's not necessarily anything crazy, although I do have to point out, like, 200% attack and defense on super is a lot, right? You can see here at the start of the turn, he's got basically 400k, so he's essentially getting almost 800k defense when he super attacks. The problem is 400k start of turn. I've just realized, like, there's actually a really bad first rotation. We don't have any slot 1 units actually on the turn, so I guess I'm just gonna have to put him in slot 1 and like hope for the best. So we'll do this, and then I guess we'll just grab these for you. He's only got 2 attacks incoming as long as Goten doesn't super, but then there you go, that's why you build him for full dodge. So takes a bit of damage from Videl. Like I say, he's not a slot 1 unit, so we can kind of excuse that a little bit. But 15 million attack here for his first super, gets the crit, gets the stun. Now obviously in his base we got the additional and it was only a normal, we got the hidden potential and it was only a normal, unfortunately. But now he's jumped up to having over 1 million defense. Then he got the greatly raised on super as well, which would have been another like 200k. So he's at about 1.4 million defense there with guard. So pretty decent for tanking hits. Obviously if he does get multiple supers, he's going to tank even better than that. But of course, with any transformation unit, right, it's all about the transformation. Now, it is very important that units that transform are not complete dead weight if you don't get them to transform. That was the thing that I was most intrigued to see with this guy. But I mean, like I say, on this is definitely not like his best turn, and him having over 1 million defense with guard after supering is still pretty good. Not the craziest attack stat, but again, it's not his best rotation for links. We've got a bit of support from the Ultimate Gohan. Neither of the other Gokus on the team were on the starting rotation with him. Super Saiyan 3 Angel Goku's in slot 7, so he'll be here on the next turn. Which, I mean, is ideal really for Super Saiyan 3 Angel Goku. The later he starts off, the longer we have his like extra damage reduction, right? So let's go ahead and I guess we'll just throw you here. Absolutely destroy Trunks. Might as well attack Trunks with you as well, just to make sure, and then do this. I mean, double Gotenks rotation. The friend is Rainbow, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, it's going to be... Of course, Gotenks dodged that one hit that would have done double-digit damage, which would have then given him an attack buff. But I suppose it's not the end of the world if we don't kill him on this turn. But yeah, Goku's transformation condition is the thing that's going to be the make or break, like how good he is on these runs on certain teams. Because it's going to be one of those things, if you get stuck in a situation where you can't transform with him, like his base definitely is usable in most sort of scenarios. And having guard is obviously very helpful. But like, if you get to like Goku and Frieza, and you get to the Goku and Frieza phase and he still hasn't transformed, like, he still has the guard, which is obviously useful because they are STR, but then he's not really bringing a huge amount to the table. Like, the attack stat that we saw, unless he gets a crit, is not high enough. Like, units have to do, was it 15 million and crit, flight type neutral, in order to actually do damage. So, be interesting to see how that goes. I mean, I'll jump into the, we'll do videos for Goku and Frieza for both Buu and Goku, but I think we're all good here though, right? Is it turn 77% or less starting from the third turn? So that's where the issue is going to come in, right? Because here we now are on turn 3, but we haven't lost any HP. We're on full health. It's the suffering from success meme scenario. So we need to take damage so that we can transform. So I may have to try and facilitate a way to make that happen. Stunning Goten here obviously doesn't help, but the second phase is physical. Problem is, we don't have a lot of people. It's not like we have a bunch of people on this team that we could like throw under the bus to take hits. Because most of the units on this team are either going to tank really, really well, or they're not going to tank like at all. So if they get hit by a big attack, they're just going to die rather than actually just lose us a bunch of HP. Because obviously once you get his transformation condition, you would want to transform him anyway. But I feel like you kind of have to, because it's like, if you start the turn and you're at 76% HP, you don't guard. So you definitely want to be transforming, because if you're not, for some reason, you're missing out on some of that damage potential. And the thing is, or defensive potential. And the thing is, once he transforms, he then also has like build up that he needs to get. So you want to make sure that you are transforming as soon as possible. Okay, so how do we want to do this? I mean, I guess we just do this. I'll deliberately not get the 18 key super with Gotenks, or not 18 key, but deliberately not get the full 24 key, so that he's not doing big damage. You get, is it just crit chance with the orbs? He gets extra defense. And then guaranteed crits with 6 orbs. So I don't want to get 6 orbs. So I don't want him to crit. There we go. Perfect. And then we'll do that for you. Try and stay in this phase a little bit longer if we can. Unfortunately, if he supers like Gotenks, we're not going to take damage. But he's got type advantage over Goku and Gohan. So that's the thing I'm talking about. Like, if he hits a super and it hits them, I'm not sure if they even actually survive. Rather than us get to the next turn with 77% HP or less. But we will see. Hopefully he doesn't super Gotenks. Because yeah, friend Gotenks will absolutely tank that for double-digit damage. I mean, the thing is, Super Saiyan 3 Angel Goku has decent crit chance even if he doesn't have the guaranteed crit. But he takes double digits from a normal. And then dodges the super, because of course he does. Yeah, I mean, this is a thing, right? Like, this is going to be a realistic issue. Like, it's one of those things that's really annoying for me, obviously, as a creator. Like, if I want to do a showcase for a character, and then we really struggle to get them to transform, or, like, to use all of their abilities. Like, when Tech Beerus got his EZA, I did an initial showcase, and then I took him into, I can't remember which event it was, but in neither of those videos did I get his Rage Mode, because we didn't drop to low enough HP to be able to get it. And unfortunately, we're seeing the same kind of thing here, where we're just not getting unlucky enough, I guess, to lose the HP that we need to lose in order to get the transformation. So we'll do that. There you go, just managed to avoid the 24 key. Goku, Super Saiyan 3 Angel Goku here, obviously his defense is still too good at this point to really be taking damage, and now that he gets a couple of attacks off, his damage reduction still goes up by a little bit. So I think even if he eats a super here from this Gohan, he's not going to take a lot of damage. Now obviously certain events it's going to be easier to see the transformation than others. I mean, I don't like using them for showcases, but like the Gogeta and Janemba stages, obviously those stages are very difficult and hit incredibly hard straight away. But you've got to survive to turn 3, which sometimes, depending on the team that you bring, like a Majin Buu Saga team would probably be fine, but you'd be in danger that you just beat that event too quickly. Like, you transform Goku on turn 3 and then you just win, and so you don't get to see any of his like build up or anything. But unfortunately, as I say, we're getting stuck in this situation here where we're just not able to get the transformation because we can't take damage. No super, okay. The thing is, I can't risk doing like, I can't put like Angel Vegeta in slot 1. Because if he does super, like, we would take damage from normals, but if he supers, then we just die. So I kind of have to do this. I can't not get 24 key either. Get 5 orbs for you again, just so you don't get guaranteed crits. But yeah, I've said it many times before, but we need more items. We need an item or some kind of specific ability or active skill where you can lose HP for some of these transformation conditions. Because that's the thing, transformed Super Saiyan 3 Goku could be hands down the best like TUR, but if you don't get to actually get him out, then what does it matter, right? Because the Super Saiyan 2 Goku is definitely not the best TUR, but not by any stretch. But yeah, you need to be able to actually get him to transform in order to be able to use him at his full potential. It's why I've always disliked like under a certain amount of HP, because it's like you're almost like punished for doing too well. Whereas at least if it's over a certain amount of HP, like yeah, you can obviously then get like screwed over by getting hit with like a big super on the turn before. But if you're doing well and like the run is going sort of as planned, then you know you can stay above that HP threshold and get the transformations for your characters. So a bit awkward here, but we'll do what we can. I mean, the thing is, again, like dropping 14.8, so around 15 million attack, having a bit over a million defense, like 1.4 if he gets the 1 super, roughly. And then we do get the hidden potential additional. So would he tank a super here? I mean, he's still got the guard. So yes, these guys don't hit that hard. I'm not going to super him anyway. Okay. I mean, this Goku has a decent bit of damage reduction now, but he's obviously lost some of it because it's been a few turns. But he does have the build-up that he's gotten from his super attacks. I mean, he could hopefully survive a super here, but just be on low HP. And then we have to... And that's the other problem as well. If you drop to the 77% or less HP, like on the turn that the Goku is actually on, you've then got to get through the next rotation without healing too much, so that you can then actually transform with him as well. So, okay, he didn't super Goku, and Goku just dodged anyway. So, I don't think Gohan would really take damage from a super here either, and he's got a 70% chance to dodge with his full build-up. So, yeah, this team is like too good, and this event not hard enough to really see what we need to see here for Goku. What's good is those events where you have the damage tile that you can go on like straight away. I mean, the thing is, these guys have a Ki Blast super attack, so it's never gonna do damage to Gotenks anyway. Even if they did super in slot 1, which they don't. So Gotenks with the crit. Yeah, I mean, we're going to get to the last phase and we haven't transformed Goku. So I'm probably going to have to cut and then jump back in at some point with Goku actually transformed, which is a little bit annoying, but it's one of those things, like I say, like I could scrap this whole thing and start again, right, and have the video just be the perfect Goku run, but I like to have scenarios like this in the video sometimes because like this is a realistic example of what can happen when you use them. That because the Buu Saga team is so ridiculously good, like there are certain scenarios where you can use the team and you just don't ever get to transform Goku because you don't lose any HP. Or there'll be other scenarios where we take loads of damage straight away on turn 1 or 2 and then we transform him straight away and then we just go crazy. So unfortunately it is what it is. And yeah, typical that we didn't finish off the phase. I mean, we could do this. Would Goku die? We'll see. Then we have to get... The problem is we're getting really close to the Dokkan attack now as well, which is the other thing. You don't want to take too long to get to your HP condition, because then if you get the Dokkan attack, the turn before Goku's going to be on rotation, then you're going to heal above the 77%. So yeah, it's not looking good for physical Goku here. I mean, this is the thing, like, before people start, I mean, people probably started having the debates already because the private server showcases are out, but when it comes to the debates about who's better, Goku or Kid Buu, just remember that you don't have to worry about this with Kid Buu. Kid Buu just does what he does, like, straight out of the gate and builds up from turn 1 and is crazy. Whereas Goku, like, staying as the Super Saiyan 2, like, he's not bad, but, you know, that's not why we're running him on the team, right, to use the Super Saiyan 2 Goku. So, and yeah, again, can I even take damage on this turn other than dying? That's the problem. Because if we put Super Saiyan 3 Angel Goku in slot 1 and he doesn't dodge the super, then he dies. And of course we got the Dokkan attack. Trying really hard not to get same type orbs, but alright, well, we're definitely not going to be at 77% or less HP at the start of this next turn, are we? So, I mean, I guess I can let the turn play out. I was just going to cut here, but because I think what will usually happen is Gohan supers in slot 1, and because it's a Ki Blast super, it means it won't do any damage to Gotenks. I mean, his normal attacks might hurt Super Saiyan 3 Angel Goku, but the problem is, because we got the Dokkan attack, even though we didn't hit the node, so we obviously didn't do a lot of damage, like, even if they drop us down to, like, half HP, we'll probably heal more than 27% from that Dokkan attack. So then we're not going to be getting the, I mean, we literally, I feel like we'd have to be surviving on, like, the tiniest sliver of health for the Dokkan attack to then not heal us above 76%, right? I mean, I guess we can see here what happens with Goku, but Gohan doesn't exactly hit crazy hard, like, with his normal attacks, so 17. I mean, this is the thing, like, this Goku, who, like, a lot of people are not huge fans of, like, his EZA is still good, but I'm not, like, a huge fan of him, but he's hitting higher attack stats than the physical Super Saiyan 2 Goku. So, and he has the dodge chance. Their raw defense, I think the physical one is slightly higher, and he has guard, so obviously if it comes to getting hit, the physical Super Saiyan 2 Goku is obviously going to tank better. But the Super Saiyan 3 Angel Goku has, is it 70 or 80% chance to dodge, actually, when you get all of his, I think it is 80%, right? But yeah, I mean, we're not going to get to see another turn now of Super Saiyan 2 Goku, because even if he survives this rotation, he won't survive the next one. So there you go, we got all the way through that event, and we didn't get to transform. So let's see if we can jump back in here with an actual transformed Goku. Okay, so I finally managed to set up a scenario where he can transform, basically by just putting him in slot 1 on turn 1, and he ate a super from the STR Goten for like 400k. So then we just had to survive the next couple of turns, and now here we are. So we can go ahead and transform into the Super Saiyan 3 Goku. I've kind of always liked the fact that his transformation thing is quite short and simple, and the even though it is voiced, it is just him screaming with the power up, right, and then that's it. It would be cool to get another, like, really good Super Saiyan 3 transformation active skill in the future, but it is what it is. So we got all of our links active with these guys, because we share every link except for, what do we have instead of Golden Warrior? What is it that you have? Saiyan Warrior Race, I would imagine. Yes, you don't have Saiyan Warrior Race, and you do. What is Saiyan Warrior Race giving him? An extra 10% attack. So either way, we can go ahead and start getting some orbs. We can actually try and heal up a little bit here. Start of turn defense is 300k. You have slightly less, so we'll get the orbs for you. But let's go ahead and read off what our boy is doing now that he is a Super Saiyan 3. So he massively raises attack, which is 100%, and greatly raised defense, 50% for 1 turn, immense damage and a high chance to stun. So we have Ki 3, attack and defense 300%, then we get an additional 200% when performing a super, 2 additional attacks, each of which has a high chance to become a super, guards all attacks for 1 turn from the entry turn. So on this first turn we have guard. Additional 3 Ki, 100% attack and 200% defense when attacking, and great chance of performing a crit for 6 turns from the entry turn. So that's when attacking, he's going to be getting Oh, damn. So because it's going to be a super attack, he's going to be getting 300% attack and 400% defense when attacking, which is kind of crazy. Additional attack 50% when attacking and a high chance to crit from the 7th turn. So after 6 turns, he loses the 3 key, 100% attack, 200% defense, and a great chance to crit, and just gets 50% attack and high chance to crit. So obviously becomes significantly weaker after the 7 turns. He gets dodge chance 5% up to 25 and damage reduction 5% up to 25 with each super attack performed, and then also with each turn passed. So it's going to take a few turns to him to be fully maxed out, but he'll end up with 50% dodge and 50% damage reduction, which is pretty good. So let's go ahead. So remember, we got 300k. We're going to get 400% on super. So he's going to immediately, before we even take into account the super attack like effect from his actual super attack, he's going to be going up to what? If he's getting 400%, he's getting an extra 1.2 million when he supers. Yeah, because 300k doubled and doubled again is 1.2. So he gets 1.2 million damage on supering. Then he gets to 50% raise from what he's already got. So he's going to go up to what? 1.65 after 1 super. Anyway, let's go ahead and see the numbers here. Now, what will be really funny, and not funny at all, because it took me multiple attempts to actually set this up. I did pretty much a whole nother run through of getting basically all the way through to the end of the event without Goku transforming, to then scrap off and then get this run. So transforming with him is definitely not consistent. That is something that I will say for sure. A little bit annoying, but you know, it is what it is. But is it worth it? Let's see what our boy can do here on his first turn. 32.3 million. Okay. And then remember, we've got 2 additionals incoming that have a high chance to be a super each. Then we also have the potential for the hidden potential. Is it okay? He really did 2 additional normals. He did 2 additional normals, and that was it. Wow. After all that, that's disappointing. Because I think his build up for his dodge and damage reduction, it's per super attack performed, isn't it? Not attack performed. So only getting 1 super in the turn, that's really unfortunate. That was one of the downsides to him when he first came out, is like just doing super and then normal is a very disappointing turn, to say the least. I might as well just heal now, just so I don't have to worry about dying, because now that we've finally got a run where I've actually gotten him to transform, I very much do not want him to then die, or someone else to die, I should say. Yes, with each super attack performed and each turn passed. So that is pretty annoying. I'll grab those. Yeah, you never want a character that has the potential to drop like crazy damage in 1 turn. You definitely don't want to be seeing the super normal turn. So Gotank's obviously going to do his thing. I mean, the problem is the Majin Buu Saga team is just so good now. There's just so many good characters that are all like vying for spots on the team. And I think in certain events, it is going to be annoying, and therefore consider whether or not it's worth running that Goku, like if he isn't going to transform. Because I mean, like I say, I went out of my way to get him to transform. Like I didn't play the way I would normally, right? Like I didn't put my strongest defensive unit in slot 1 because I deliberately wanted to take damage so that we could transform. Because obviously with this team being as good as it is, like it's going to be an issue. Now, I wanted to save that for a separate video, which is why I didn't just do it for this one. So if anyone was thinking, why don't you just jump into Goku and Frieza? I want to do that as a separate video because I want to see how well he can do in that scenario. And obviously, like the first phase, you know, they don't hit too hard. Second phase starts to get a little bit better in terms of being able to take damage. Do I want you in slot 1 on this turn? Probably not anymore. What are your links with just Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks? Super Saiyan Kamehameha over in a Flash and Fierce battle. It's weird that they didn't give Gotenks limit breaking form, but I suppose it is only the 10% attack. So if we do this, what are we at here? Yeah, we're still going to be at around the same defense, 309k. So let's do that. I mean, obviously there are going to be turns where this guy can look absolutely ridiculous, but obviously we need to get him to transform first, and then obviously I could have made a team that was just absolutely swimming in support and stuff like that. In fact, he is on Boo Saga. There's the super physical, like the Gohan 60% support. He's probably one of the worst ones out of all of them, though, so he's not really a unit that you really want to run. And he's not going to be... I mean, on this team build, he'd only be buffing this Goku and then the Angel Vegeta. But 30 million attack stat here. And then... See, with a dodge build as well, because he builds up dodge by getting his supers off and by the turns passing, he's going to be even more likely to dodge some of these big attacks. Are you kidding me? Is it... Bro, another super and 2 additional normals turn. And then we get the hidden potential and it's an additional normal. I mean, this is the problem, right? I talked about this when I last made whichever the last tier list was that I did. And I talked about how difficult it is to separate some of the units that are in the top, like, half of the list. And it's really difficult to place units on a tier list that rely so much on RNG. Because Goku only getting 1 super and then a bunch of normals, like, that to me doesn't make him, like, the best TUR like EZA, right? The fact that he can potentially just be not particularly good, depending on the RNG. I mean, I say not particularly good. Like, 30 million attack stats really good, with a high chance to crit. Well, I think it's great chance, but you know what I mean, as in just high in general. A good chance to crit is good, and then obviously the more he attacks, like, he can back up that defensive capability with extra dodge, extra damage reduction. But obviously if we're comparing him to Kid Buu, because the two of them have come out together, Kid Buu doesn't have like any RNG involved in that kind of thing. Obviously he can also just have the turn where he does a super and then an additional normal, and then you get the hidden potential and it's just an additional normal. But he immediately is out of the gate very, very strong defensively, whereas obviously this Goku straight out of the gate is just the Super Saiyan 2 Goku. So I mean, it comes down to another one of those, like, you know, Tech Gogeta and Tech UI, right? When they're transformed, you could just say that they were the best unit in the game, potentially. But they don't start off being transformed. Now, for Goku, you just have to wait a certain number of turns. Gogeta, of course, has the annoying HP condition as well. But I feel like that's got to be, like, a big factor that we take into account when rating, like, how good this guy is. Because I have seen people, like I say, going crazy, saying he's like the best TUR, potentially even better than like a bunch of the LRs in the top 10 lists and stuff like that. But obviously, if you get a run where he doesn't transform, and then you finally get to transform near the end, and you do a super and 2 additional normals, then he's not looking better than a lot of these other units that you would say could potentially be above him. So it's why RNG units, I think, are always very difficult to rate in this kind of way, right? Now, we transformed on turn 3, so it's been what? I guess turn 3 counts, right? So it's been turns 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So from the turns passing, he should have his full buff. He's only done 2 super attacks, so he should have, what, 35% extra dodge chance and 35% damage reduction. So if I don't get the key here so that you don't get guaranteed crits, and then let's do this, because then Gotenks hopefully won't count. It's only my Gotenks as well, so it's only 55%. Of course, 55% Gotenks still very, very good. But yeah, no crit. Obviously, we get the 18 key, so we get a guaranteed additional. But 32.7. Okay. So can we get an additional super? Oh, bro, come on. Every turn of the showcase, he's not getting an additional super. Bruh. What is this? He's got like 1 more chance. This is crazy. But this is what I mean. Like, you can't, unfortunately, when it comes to RNG units, you can't have this kind of performance and then me be like, oh yeah, he's the best EZA TUR in the game, easily. Like, I know he has that potential, but boy, we are not seeing it. Which is very, very unfortunate. But because that's the thing, we got him to transform as early as possible. He literally transformed on turn 3. And every single turn that he's been on rotation, he's done a super and then additional normal attacks. Which is a bit disappointing. Alright, we should... Yeah, Gotenk's going ham here, of course. I don't know, I gotta like... Man, it's tough, because I've got to say, I'm a little bit disappointed. I mean, I know what do you expect when it's a high chance for it to be a super, it's a coin flip. But the fact that we've had what? We've had 7 additional attacks, right? First turn we got 2, second turn we got 2, and then hidden potential. And then on that last turn we got 2. So he's done 7 additional attacks since he transformed. Each one was a 50% chance to become a super, and every single one of them was a normal attack. So unfortunately, when you get into a situation where that happens, then he just ends up not looking that impressive, which is a little bit unfortunate because he does have the potential to be really, really good. Like, I've seen calcs for him on the turn where he gets like 3 or 4 supers, and like he's putting out some crazy numbers. His defense is going up by 50% every time as well. So he's got a very good defense backed up by damage reduction and a decent chance to dodge. So like he has that potential to be really, really good. But I mean, this is the thing, like you can see here in the video, right? This is the evidence right here. And this is why, like I said, sometimes I like to have the showcase videos not necessarily go the best way, because then we can see that like sometimes these guys aren't like the craziest, right? So can I... Yeah, there we go. Do that. And then do that. Don't get the Dokkan attack good. Don't want Gotenks to kill Gohan here. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of Super Saiyan 3 Goku down below in the comment section. I mean, obviously I'm not going to go as far as to say that he's not good and that he's not like a top tier EZA, because he definitely has that potential. But again, it's the problem when you're just relying on RNG and then you don't get the good RNG, right? Because unfortunately in this entire video, this video is going to be really long now because I finally got him to transform, and then I wasn't sure how long this bit was going to be. This video is going to end up being over 30 minutes long, and like in that 30 minutes plus of like footage, this Goku hasn't really done anything impressive, right? 30 million attack stat. Unfortunately now, with some of the units that we've got in the game, and some of these other EZAs that we've been getting, like doing 130 million attack stat and then a bunch of normals is not particularly impressive, right? And obviously now we're a number of turns in where we've lost that extra buff. So now he's only at 25 million, with only a high chance to crit. So of course now he's going to get an additional super. So we do 29. He's not getting any of the extra defense here either. I should have checked his start of turn defense again, but watch him get all supers. Okay. Hidden potential? He's got like 1 HP. Bruh. Alright, well there you go. That was the last turn. So that was the physical Super Saiyan 3 or Super Saiyan 2 to Super Saiyan 3 Goku with his EZA. I mean, he has that potential to be really, really good, but man, we did not see it in this run. So that is something to bear in mind. When you think about how good this guy is overall in the grand scheme of things, the fact that runs like this can happen is something that you do have to take into account. So let me know what you guys think of him down below in the comment section. Where would you rate him in terms of EZA to URs? I probably will do a tier list again in the next couple of days, but want to play around with him a bit more, do the Goku and Frieza run videos with both these guys. But let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.